Allah Ta'ala. Okay, Bismillah. I wanted us today to finally, hopefully, finish our Mazeedfeehi scales, and then we will be done with it. Not for life, we probably have to revisit it from time to time, but at least to finish it, inshallah. So let me just go to our Mazeedfeehi. Okay, so let's go through the 10 scales, and let's also open the qualities of the 10 scales, and let's put that side by side, inshallah. Let me share my screen. Okay, so just move this down. So Bismillah. So we did well, we did, I think, 9 or 8 of the scales now. So we can start with fa'ala, and you can say it with me, inshallah, just as a form of revision, inshallah. So Bismillah. Fa'ala, fa'ala, yufa'ilu, taf'ilan, mufa'ilun, mufa'alun. Fa'il, la tufa'il. Again, fa'ala, yufa'ilu, taf'ilan, mufa'ilun, mufa'alun. فاعل لا تفعل. نزل نزل ينزل تنزيلا منزل منزل. نزل لا تنزل. So that's the second bab, and we go to the quality of the second bab. The second bab's main quality is going to be causation. For example, nazala means to cause, to come down. Another quality is going to be intensification, like qattala, which means the intense form of killing, which means to massacre, and there are a few others as well. Bismillah, let's go to verb number 3, fa'ala. Fa'ala yufa'ilu fi'alan mufa'ilun mufa'alun. Fa'il la tufa'il. Again, all together. Say it with me in your homes. Bismillah. Fa'ala yufa'ilu fi'alan mufa'ilun mufa'alun. Fa'il la tufa'il. You can do jahada. Bismillah. Jahada yujahidu jihadan mujahidun mujahadun. Jahid la tujahid. So that mad sound you find on the third bab, fa'ala, and on the sixth bab, tafa'ala. That mad sound, that long sound. The mad sound normally means mutuality. The mad sound means mutuality. For example, qatala, that long sound, qatala, which means when two people fight. And sometimes also a new meaning, but normally it's going to be with someone or against someone. There's mutuality in the verb. Number 4. And number 4 is the most common verb. So if you're not going to learn anything else, then number 4, inshallah. Af'ala. Bismillah. Af'ala yuf'ilu if'alan muf'ilun muf'alun. Af'il la tuf'il. Again, af'ala. Af'ala yuf'ilu if'alan muf'ilun muf'alun. Af'il la tuf'il. So the fourth bab, and again the meaning here is going to be causation. One of the most common ones in the Quran, for example, anzala means to cause to come down. Anzala means to cause to come down. The next one is the only other one of the shadda. So 2 and 5 are with the shadda. So tafa'ala, bismillah. Tafa'ala yatafa'alu tafa'ulan mutafa'ilun mutafa'alun. Tafa'al la tatafa'al. Again, tafa'ala yatafa'alu tafa'ulan mutafa'ilun mutafa'alun. Tafa'al la tatafa'al. So generally the ones with the shadda, the second bab and the fifth bab are both causation, but the second bab, tafa'ala, is causation to someone else, and tafa'ala is often causation to yourself. Like ta'allama. Bismillah. Ta'allama. Ta'allama yata'allamu ta'alluman muta'allimun muta'allamun. Ta'allam la tata'allam. So again, yeah, it's reflexive causation to the doer. That's one of the meanings. Now the sixth bab, again with the mad, tafa'ala. Bismillah. تفاعل يتفاعل تفاعلا متفاعل متفاعل تفاعل لا تتفاعل again تفاعل يتفاعل تفاعلا متفاعل متفاعل تفاعل لا تتفاعل تحارب تحارب يتحارب تحاربا متحارب متحارب تحارب لا تتحارب. So yes, mutuality. And again, like this, the third bab, there's mutuality with the sixth bab. Next one. إن فعل إن فعل ينفعل انفعالا منفعل منفعل انفعل لا تنفعل again إن فعل ينفعل انفعالا منفعل منفعل انفعل لا تنفعل. So here the quality of this bab here is bab number 7 is going to be like an intransitive meaning. In other words, almost like a majhul meaning. For example, in qata'a, not doesn't mean to fight each other, it means to be cut. The mistake here, in qata'a means to be cut. Qata'a means to cut. In qata'a means to be cut when something is cut. Next one. On the eighth bab, ifta'ala. Bismillah. Ifta'ala يفتعل افتعالا مفتعل مفتعل افتعل لا تفتعل again افتعل يفتعل افتعالا مفتعل مفتعل افتعل لا تفتعل. For example اكتسب بسم الله اكتسب يكتسب اكتسابا مكتسب مكتسب اكتسب لا تكتسب. So the quality of the eighth bab is to was a few different meanings, so you have to look up the exact word, but one of it is to do something for oneself. For example, kasaba means to earn, iktasaba means to earn for oneself. The last one we did was if alla yaf'allu if ilalan muf'allun if alla la taf'alla. This was the ninth bab, but you only have to memorize the first two. If alla yaf'allu iswadda yes yaswaddu ibyadda ibyadda yabyaddu. It means to become a color. So those are the babs we did so far, and today we're going to do the final bab, inshallah. The final bab, it's on the shared drive. I'm not sure if it was sent to you. I don't think it was sent to you. I'll just ask them to send to you quickly. Okay, so send to you shortly, inshallah. But we have the 10th bab, and this is going to be the final bab. So before we go to the 10th bab, let's just go to the meaning of it. So the 10th bab is going to be the bab number X missing here. It's going to be bab istaf'ala. Istaf'ala. And that appears 369 times in the Quran. Istaf'ala, so it's a fairly common bab. And one of the meanings of the bab is for seeking. The most common meaning for this bab is to seek something. For example, if I put ghafara onto this here, it becomes istaghfara, which means to seek forgiveness. If I put nasara onto this bab, it becomes what? Istansara, which means to seek help. So it means to seek something. If I put kaf ba ra on this, becomes what? Istakbara, to seek magnification or greatness. So that's going to be the meaning of this bab. Also means to regard or to deem something. For example, istahsana, from the word hasan. Hasan means good or beautiful. So istahsana means to regard something as good or to regard something as beautiful. So I'll put it on the screen now, but it will be sent to you shortly, inshallah. So we'll do bab number 10. We'll do bab number 10, and this will be the final bab, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so bismillah. So let's go. Istaf'ala yastaf'ilu. Let's do the first two first. Istaf'ala yastaf'ilu. Again, istaf'ala yastaf'ilu. As you're saying it, see the words and hear the words. Istaf'ala yastaf'ilu. Again, istaf'ala yastaf'ilu. Next one, istif'alan. So it's a very distinct Baab because it starts with this Sinta, Alif Sinta or Ya Sinta. This pattern is very distinct, so you'll see it very easily. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan. Again, istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan. Again, istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan. So those three from memory, inshallah. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan. Again, istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan. Next one, mustaf'ilun and then mustaf'alun. Mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Again, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Let's say the first five together. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Again, istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Last two, istaf'il, la tastaf'il. Again, istaf'il, la tastaf'il. Last two again, istaf'il, la tastaf'il. Let's say the whole line together, inshallah. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Istaf'il, la tastaf'il. Let's give it a try, inshallah. Istaf'ala. If we can have one or two students giving me a trying it, inshallah. Istaf'ala. Either from memory or from the text. Bismillah. Yalla, yalla. Who's going to go first? You can just read istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, either from text or from memory. You can't unmute. What's happening here? Let me just see this quickly. Okay, Bismillah. You can unmute now.
Assalamualaikum.
Adnan, mashallah, Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Are you doing from memory or
Istif'ala.
from the text?
First one text.
From text. Okay, Bismillah.
Inshallah. Istif'ala, yastaf'ilu,
So
istif'ala,
istaf'ala, eh?
istaf'ala.
Yeah.
Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilu, mustaf'alu. Istaf'il, la tastaf'il.
Good, good, mashallah. Okay, who wants to go next? Bismillah. Who's RP? Is that RP? You unmute, but we can't do anything. Also, it's in your WhatsApp now, eh? It was sent to you now in your WhatsApp, so you should get it now. So, Shahida, Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun, istaf'il, la tastaf'il.
Okay, good, mashallah. Now, who wants to try to do istaghfara? Who wants to try istaghfara? So, the same pattern, who wants to try istaghfara? Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istaghfara. Brother Muhammad, Bismillah.
Can I go ahead?
Bismillah, Bismillah.
Bismillah. Istaghfara, yastaghfiru, istighfaran, mustaghfirun, mustaghfarun. Istaghfir, la tastaghfir.
Okay, perfect, mashallah. You sound like you practice that one, eh? Okay, Bismillah. So let's go through the translation quickly of the words. We have some time, so let's go through the translation, inshallah. So if we're doing istaghfara, you can also write down as well. Where's my, oh yes, there. If you're writing down if you're doing istaghfara, you can do it with me, inshallah. We'll write out istaghfara, yastaghfiru. Yes. Yes. يستغفر. I'm gonna make this font a bit bigger, yeah. استغفر يستغفر, then becomes استغفارا, then becomes مستغفر, so مستغفر, and then مستغفر, and then the amr is going to be استغفر استغفر, and then لا تستغفر. Okay, so I want to start thinking about translation now because we can translate together. What are the translations of each of these ones? Tastawfir. So what's the translation of istaghfara?
To beg for forgiveness.
Okay, so if I make it in the past tense, it will be what? He sought forgiveness. He sought forgiveness. What's the mudari going to be? Forgiveness. What's the mudari going to be? Yastaghfiru.
He
He's
is seeking
forgiveness.
forgiveness.
He is seeking forgiveness. He is seeking forgiveness. What do you call istighfar? Istighfaran. What's istighfaran?
Begging for forgiveness.
Seeking forgiveness.
Begging for forgiveness or seeking forgiveness. Anything with ing. Seeking forgiveness, begging forgiveness. What's a mustaghfirun?
One who seeks
The one
forgiveness.
seek
One who seeks forgiveness. Forgiveness. And a mustaghfar.
The one whose forgiveness is sought.
One whose forgiveness is sought. And also possibly that which forgiveness is sought from. Forgiveness is sought from. Okay. Istaghfir.
Forgive.
Seek forgiveness.
Forgive. La tastaghfir. So istaghfir is
Do
amr,
not forgive.
which means forgive. Forgive. And la tastaghfir.
Do not forgive.
Not
Do
seek.
not forgiveness. Do not seek forgiveness. Sorry. No. Istaghfir doesn't mean forgive. What does istaghfir mean? Sorry, a mistake there.
Oh, seek
Ighfir is
forgiveness.
forgive. This is seek forgiveness. Good. Seek forgiveness. Seek forgiveness. And la tastaghfir is do not seek
Not
forgiveness.
seek
Do
forgiveness.
not seek forgiveness. Okay, good. So it's going to be istaghfir. What do you think the meaning of istakbara is?
He sought to make himself great.
So he sought to make himself great. So istakbara also just means to. How do you say it in Afrikaans?
Be arrogant.
In Afrikaans.
Hoogmoedig.
Hoogmoedig. Hou thinking about how veel groot. Istakbara.
from Kuwait.
Yeah. So I think that's Afrikaans istakbara. So istakbara means to it means to magnify oneself. So in other words, what I'm saying is that when you come to a dictionary, for example, if I'm in the dictionary here, and I go to kaf bara, kaf bara, Okay, yes, kaf ba wrong. I'm going to go to 10th bab now. Let me just move this away. So yeah, so to deem great or important, you remember one of the qualities of the 10th bab is to deem something, and also means to be proud, haughty, display arrogance. So when it gives you the meaning in the dictionary, you have to read in the seeking sometimes, because to be proud means to when you seek to make yourself uh, great or above or stronger or greater. So in other words, it might be translated as like to be proud as like one word, istakbara, he was proud, but just to bear in mind that don't lose the meaning, the connection of proud to the word kabir. So in other words, you always try to move the word back to the root letter meaning. And I just like I read something interesting about this recently, and I think it's sometimes you like read obvious things, but it's not always obvious to a person at all the time. Is that one of the things about the Quran is that because of the root letter system, like for example, istakbara is if istikbar comes in the Quran, istakbara or istikbar comes in the Quran, it is there since the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam until our time. So the word is fixed. But then also the root letters kabara are fixed. And the bab, 10th bab, istakbara is also fixed. So the whole language structure is very precise and very fixed. And that fixation also prevents deviation in interpretation. Because if you think about our language is constantly changing. The meanings of words are constantly being adapted. They're constantly being changed. And whereas the Quran it's a very high degree of precision with regard to the language. So in other words, if we had to say in the Quran, istakbara means proud, the word proud over time can change. Like the connotation of proud and what is pride, and is pride good or is pride bad, and all those things, that connotation can change if it's English. But because it's linked to the Arabic, that connotation doesn't change. Because istakbara will always mean someone who's trying to make themselves great and big and elevate themselves. And Allah is al-mutakabbir. Allah is the one who is alone, who is great. So what's important is that I can say, yeah, he was proud or he was arrogant to something, but remember the meaning comes from he was deeming himself great. He deemed himself great. What's the meaning of ista'jala? What's the meaning of ajala?
Rush. To hasten.
Rush. So what is ista'jala?
Seek to hasten.
To seek to hasten. Can you give me, so what does it mean to seek to hasten? Like you don't have patience for something. You want something to come quickly. So when ista'jala is used in the Quran, it's often used with regard to people mocking the Anbiya. And the people saying like, when is this punishment coming? Ista'jala, they bring us the punishment. They're trying to make istijala the punishment. They're trying to bring the punishment forward. So he sought to hasten. He sought to hasten. Ista'jala. Next one, istahza'a. What's istahza'a?
To mock or deride.
Is to mock, deride, to do, to jest. Istahza'a. I'm just trying to see actually. It's hara'a. Did I make a mistake? Yeah. I'm trying to say haza'a. So haza'a on the first bab, to scoff, jeer, mock, make fun of, ridicule, mock. So actually all the babs have very similar meaning. 1, 5, and and 10. Okay, so he mocked. Next one, istabshara. What's the meaning of that one?
To rejoice, to be happy.
To rejoice, to be happy. It comes from the word bashir. What's the meaning of bashir again? It means a glad tidings. So whenever you're looking up a word, like a new word especially, it's good to look up the whole entry. So you look at bashara, yabshiru, to rejoice, to be delighted. Bashara, to announce something as good news. The Prophet is mubashir. Abshara, so mubshir, same similar thing. And istabshara, the same thing, to rejoice, to be happy. Bishr. Bishr is actually one of the descriptions of the Prophet ﷺ, that he was da'imul bishr. The Prophet ﷺ was always like joyful and happy in his conduct with people. When he was with people, he always had bishr. Bishr is important in our time. You get different personality types, and each personality type has different challenges. But you have a personality type that's often like melancholic or unhappy or wants to complain a lot, and that person's challenge is to actually have more bishr. That they have to sometimes put aside their own struggles and things, and to actually try to display some more bishr. So that is istabshara, which means he rejoiced. Yeah. Next one is istad'afa, from the word da'if. So what is the istad'afa? From the word da'if.
He seeks to be weak.
He ceased to be weak, or is deemed weak as well. Can be seek or to mean to deem as well. Either one of those two can mean to seek or to deem. So to deem. So the word da'afa, obviously on the first part, means to be not this da'afa here. This da'afa is there's two da'afas here. Here's da'ufa, which means to become weak on the side here, which means to become weak here. And on the 10th part means to deem someone weak, to deem someone weak. And let me just see the mustadif here. And here they have a mustadaf. A mustadaf is the one who has been deemed weak. So istadafa means he deemed weak. He deemed weak. Okay. So that's going to be the 10th bab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you can say it with me inshallah, I'm going to say each bab twice, and then I'm going to record it and send it to you to practice inshallah ta'ala. So we're going to say each bab twice, and then we're going to practice it inshallah. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, bab number 10, istaf'ala. Istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Istaf'il, la tastaf'il. Istaf'ala, istaf'ala, yastaf'ilu, istif'alan, mustaf'ilun, mustaf'alun. Istaf'il, la tastaf'il. Istaghfara, istaghfara, yastaghfiru, istighfaran, mustaghfirun, mustaghfarun. Istaghfir, la tastaghfir. Istaghfara, istaghfara, yastaghfiru, istighfaran, mustaghfirun, mustaghfarun. Istaghfir, la tastaghfir. Istakbara, istakbara, yastakbiru, istikbaran, mustakbirun, mustakbarun. Istakbir, la tastakbir. Istakbara, istakbara, yastakbiru, istikbaran, mustakbirun, mustakbarun. Istakbir, la tastakbir. Ista'jala, ista'jala, yasta'jilu, isti'jalan, musta'jilun, musta'jalun. Ista'jil, la tasta'jil. Ista'jala, ista'jala, yasta'jilu, isti'jalan, musta'jilun, مستعجل استعجل لا تستعجل استهزأ يستهزئ استهزاء مستهزئ مستهزأ استهزئ لا تستهزئ استهزأ يستهزئ استهزاء مستهزئ مستهزأ استهزئ لا تستهزئ استبشر يستبشر استبشارا مستبشر مستبشر استبشر لا تستبشر استبشر يستبشر استبشارا مستبشر مستبشر استبشر لا تستبشر استضعف يستضعف استضعافا مستضعف مستضعف استضعف لا تستضعف again استضعف يستضعف استضعافا مستضعف مستضعف استضعف لا تستضعف. Okay, so again I think this is someone said it's like istighfiran istighfaran. So again, just try to practice the babs. Even if you can't memorize them, the ideal thing is to memorize them. So you get to the Quran, you're able to see it quickly. But even if you're not able to memorize them, at least try to practice them so you can say them quicker and you're able to kind of understand them easier, inshallah. Let's do a few of them from the Quran, just to get you started with the homework. Okay, do a few of them from the Quran, and then we can see from there, inshallah. So, Bismillah. The first one says, Wastaghfirullah. Wastaghfirullah. What's the translation and what's the what of the 10th bab is wastaghfiru?
Ask for forgiveness to Allah.
Okay, good. So ask for forgiveness from Allah, and what the what is the wastaghfiru?
It's an amr.
It is the amr. So this is going to be the good. It's going to be the amr, and this is going to be and seek forgiveness from Allah. Next one, number 2. Wastaghfir lahum. Wastaghfir lahum. Translation, and what is it?
Seek forgiveness.
And seek forgiveness for them.
And seek for how many people is being spoken to?
3 plus.
No, one.
Oh, for him.
Only one.
For him, sorry.
So the first one, wastaghfirullah, wastaghfiru means 3 plus males or mixed group. This here, wastaghfir is how many people?
One.
One male. Allah speaking to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'll say the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, wastaghfir lahum, and seek forgiveness for them. So it's the amr here, and it's you, one male, seek forgiveness lahum, for them. Good. Next one. Wahum yastaghfirun. Translation.
Seek forgiveness for them.
Okay, that's number 2, but number 3. Wahum yastaghfirun.
And they seeking
They
forgiveness.
seek forgiveness.
And they are seeking forgiveness. Wahum and they yastaghfirun. They are seeking forgiveness. Yastaghfirun is the what of the 10th bab?
No.
Mudari.
Madi.
Mudar.
Ayya madi and ayya mudari. Which one is it?
Mudari.
Mudahari.
Istaghfara, yastaghfiru. We go down. Yastaghfiruna is going to be the mudari of the 10th bab. Good. Next one. Wal mustaghfirina bil ashar.
They're seeking forgiveness against magic.
Okay, so let's do the first one. What's a wal mustaghfirina?
Ismul
It's what
fa'il.
the it's ismul fa'il. So how do you translate that one?
The seeker of forgiveness.
And the seekers of forgiveness. Good. Wal mustaghfirina, and the seekers of forgiveness. Bil ashar, I can see why doctor said the magic, because of sahara, but ashar actually is a time of day. What time of day is ashar? I'll give you a clue. You all know the word suhoor.
In the morning.
Dawn.
At dawn time here. So ashar is like the pre-dawn time. It's going to be ashar, like the early morning.
Asbaha.
وَالْمُسْتَغْفِرِينَ بِالْأَسْحَارِ, and the ones that seek forgiveness bil ashar. This is actually just before dawn. Ashar is the time you have suhoor. We generally have suhoor before dawn. So, and the seekers of forgiveness bil ashar, at this time before dawn. Also, why it's a mustajab time? It's the last third of the night. Next one. وَمَا كَانَ إِسْتِغْفَارُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ لِأَبِيهِ. That's not a full sentence, half a sentence. What's وَمَا كَانَ?
And
وَمَا
was
كَانَ,
not.
and was not. إِسْتِغْفَارُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. Istaghfara.
Ibrahim did not seek
Okay, so
forgiveness.
first of all, what is istighfar? The what of the 10th bab?
Master.
The master. How do you translate istighfar?
Seeking forgiveness.
Now, وَمَا كَانَ istighfar, and was not the seeking of forgiveness. That Ibrahim, there, I give you Ibrahim, there is actually mudafun ilay. But it can't take a kasra because one of those words it can't take kasra. So what do I add here if it's mudafun ilay?
Of.
The and of.
The and of.
And of.
وَمَا كَانَ, and was not the seeking of forgiveness of Ibrahim. The seeking of forgiveness of Ibrahim, li, for abihi, for his father. Full ayah is more to the ayah. وَمَا كَانَ إِسْتِغْفَارُ, and was not istighfaru, the seeking of forgiveness for Ibrahim, li abihi, for his father. What's that? 9114. Nine 114. إلا عن موعدة وعد إياه. نعم. So here the whole verse is وَمَا كَانَ, and was not istighfaru, the seeking of forgiveness of Ibrahim lihi, for his father, illa, it was not, except an maw'idatin, because he made a promise, wa'adaha, that he had promised to him, iyahu, to him. So it's going to be the full part of the sentence. Next one. وَأَنَّهُمْ لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ.
And verily they were not arrogant.
وَأَنَّهُمْ, and verily they, لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ, they were not arrogant. Okay, so I'm going to leave the rest of this for you for homework, inshallah. So your homework is to go through those verb scales, verb number 10, the worksheet, the other worksheet here with the scales in, and then your second piece of homework is to try to say it often, try to memorize if possible, inshallah. And then your second piece of homework is going to be to complete this, and that will be actually a completion of your Mazeedfeehi. So next week, inshallah, we'll go through it again, we'll revise it, and this will be a completion of your Mazeedfeehi. And then from here, for this period, inshallah, we can focus on Nahu. We can focus on Nahu. So next week we'll run off Sarf, inshallah, but I think we'll keep practicing the scales, but this will be like the last Sarf worksheet. And then for those of you who have to revise, just try to revise if you can, inshallah, but then also get don't feel like you can't do Arabic if you don't know your Sarf scales. The scales are a bit challenging, I understand. So do what you can, and that should be fine. And we'll mark this next week, and then we'll carry on with the with Nahu from here going forward for my period. And then also, if you could please complete the online survey, so we know how many students want to come back to class and how many students want to stay online. We will be broadcasting, if we're back in class, inshallah, we will also be broadcasting the class online, inshallah ta'ala, but it will obviously be different because it will be actual class in the mosque. It won't be like an online class, but it'll still be on Zoom and you'll still get the classes online, inshallah ta'ala. But please do indicate on the survey if you're able to come back or you're not able to come back. Let us know so we know how to plan going forward, inshallah. I'm going to end there for today. Muhammad couldn't make it to class today, unfortunately, so I'm going to end there for today, and we will carry on next week, inshallah ta'ala. Anything else from your side, or any questions from your side? Okay, all good, inshallah. Okay, so we'll carry on next week, inshallah. May Allah bless and protect all of your families, and also may we take account of ourselves, especially on the nasiha today. May we take an account of ourselves and our time and our relationships with people, inshallah. And may Allah bless and protect all of us, inshallah ta'ala. Barakallah.